in here with it. Damn it, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. I say. Feel me? Peace to all the guys and goddesses out there. You know what I'm saying? We back at y'all with another video for the day. We back with it. Another video for today. Peace to all the guys and goddesses. We still prepping y'all, so y'all give me a minute. Y'all give me a minute. We still prepping. Dang up. Y'all give me a minute. All right, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. I share. Peace to all the guys and goddesses of Planet Kai. We here with it, y'all. We here for another video today for y'all. So, y'all know we gotta make sure that we in here first. Okay, we in here. How y'all feeling today? Beautiful, blissful souls. How y'all feeling today? So, like I said, y'all, if y'all can see from the title, from the thumbnail, we coming at y'all with a real exclusive video for the day. You feel me? Before we dive in, cause I ain't gonna lie, y'all, we just gonna jump straight into it. We ain't even I don't even want to waste time today. So we just gonna jump straight into it. So before we jump into it, I want to give a peace and gratitude to the God Divine Insight. I want to send my deepest of insight and cosmic love to my elders, my middle age group, and my youth. Feel me? As we all rise as one. We're looking at the other phone here, y'all. If y'all wondering what I'm looking at. But you know what I'm saying? We want to give a peace to my ancestors, because this wouldn't be possible without the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Then we want to give a peace to all the gods and goddesses of Planet Kai's positive energy always creates elevation. So, with that being said, let's roll into it. So, y'all got these. So let's talk about it, right? But y'all look, cause I already know, like, cause we could just jump straight to it. But now I'm thinking about it, that probably wouldn't be the best idea right now, especially because it could be CIA agents in here watching, ready to start corrupting with the live. So, like, yeah, I know this live we rolling with it as well, rolling with the punches as well. So y'all gotta bear with me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as you can see from based off the title, y'all, we talking about the technology affection of our goddesses and the women of this planet. You feel me? With your women being your race of the human beings, you know, we know the race of the goddess. So today we basically gonna be talking about the technology affection that took place to be used upon these goddesses and these women. You feel me? And for my women out there, you know, like, because we understand the different genetics, we understand the different species, so therefore we must understand the different titles. You see, so for my women, y'all gotta understand science. I can't disrespect the science and call y'all goddesses when y'all are not goddesses. So I have to call y'all what y'all are, and y'all could be only queens at the highest, right? So, and for my goddesses, don't expect me to be calling you queen, because you can never be a queen. You could be an emperor, or I'm sorry, you can never be a queen. You could be an empress at the lowest. You feel me? Goddess being the highest. So you can never hit a queen state. You can hit an empress state, but that's about the lowest the title can get for you, right? Coming from me. So, for my empress and my queens, you feel me? For my goddesses and my women, this video for y'all today. You feel what I'm saying? Because we must understand that it's a war that's being taken amongst not just us as one, but us individually. You see, we're gonna decode this today right here for y'all. So, before we jump in, like I said, we want to throw these agents off before we jump in, because y'all, we know they watching, and because they watching, we can't just we can't just we can't just jump into it, because they'll start messing with the live, y'all. So, but let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Because basically, once upon a time, right, before they landed here, peace, peace, peace to everybody who's joining in now. Um, if you are joining in now, just sit and bear with me. Just go with the flow, because we already rolling into it. You feel me? So, uh, basically, you got this technology that wasn't here to after they have conquered to after they conquered the planet. You feel me? And conquered the planet. They then placed this technology system, uh you know what I'm saying, based off metaphysical mechanics, you know, based off um all type of uh things being used to hinder you metaphysically. And once upon a time on your planet, there was never any type of technology in the sky that was being used against you. You see, because you got a certain technology in your sky that is, and it's more than just technology, but to 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 have an understanding right where we are, uh, we could use a reference base of technology, because that's basically how it is being used in a way. So they're using this system, they're using this metaphysical technology at a base. So it's like a 3-in-1. You feel me? And they're using it to attack certain parts of our goddesses and certain parts of the women. They're using it to trigger certain parts of our goddesses, and trigger certain parts of the women. You know what I'm saying? Causing a bad reaction. You know what I'm saying? Causing a negative manifestation. And they're using this technology in the sky to do this, known as the moon, right? So now we're gonna get deep. We're gonna get real deep for y'all right here today in this video. But you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go ahead and get it out the way. We're just gonna go ahead and get certain things out the way because of the fact of how deep we're getting within this video. So, um, you talking about the moon, you gotta realize that the moon has been placed there for well, okay. Like I said, y'all. Yeah, I know we gotta make it make sense, so we can't just skip over anything. You feel me? She told me, got us somebody down. Oh yeah, we got the goddess in here today with us. You feel me? And the guy, we got the god and the goddess in here today with us. Um, but yeah, reflection, that's real. Like, what you think is the moon is not actually what you think it is, right? And we're gonna get into it. because what you think is the moon is not what you think it is, and the moon was not never always there. Like that moon that you see, it wasn't always there, right? That was placed there. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into why it was placed there, what is it doing there, you feel me? Who's there, right? All type of that. So cosmology, theology, ontology, we get into all of that. Excuse my mispronunciation or my misenunciation, but um you know what I mean. So yeah, we're gonna be getting into that today. Yeah, and I don't want to lose y'all, so I don't want to lose y'all. I don't want to lose y'all, so we gonna move slow. You feel me? Because I don't want to lose y'all. So so basically, yeah. So for our goddess and our women, right? So for our goddesses, so y'all, well, something that is not natural occurs to you now on a natural state, right? Why and what is this? Well, in their science, this is called to you a menstrual cycle or a menstruation cycle, right? Known as your what? Your period. Okay, so in their science, in their Google, right? They basically telling you that women, oh well, the women in our goddesses have periods. The only reason that they have periods is because it is your body way of preparing for pregnancy. So they say if you don't have, so basically they're saying if you don't have a period, you can't have a baby, right? And the whole point of a menstrual cycle is because the eggs are getting ready to because the eggs are getting ready, and one drops and now it's ready to be fertilized. So they're telling you that the reason that you have a menstrual cycle, right? That's what they're telling you. That's their words from Google. If you was to go search up why do women bleed or why do women have periods, that's what they would tell you about a menstrual cycle or a menstruation cycle, right? Now, on Google, on Google, if you look up menopause, they'll tell you that menopause is when a woman can, well, no longer has menstrual cycles or menstrual periods, right? And see, what they are not telling you is that in a way, menopause comes from menstrual, right? Because how many goddesses and women, well, how many goddesses do we know right now who have probably went through menopause and still were able to get pregnant? Who are probably, and they say menopause started from the age of 45 to 65. Well, I know goddesses right between those age gaps that are pregnant, that had children. So you see, um, but just to get y'all familiar with that, hold that thought. Just to get y'all familiar with that, hold that thought. You feel me? Now, let's stay focused, right? So that's what that's what they tell you about. That's why they tell you that our goddesses and the women bleed, right? Because of what I just explained to you in their words, actually. You feel me? So um, so now this is what they tell you. This is why they tell you that this is the reason you bleed, but this is actually false. This is actually not correct, right? Scientifically, this is actually not true. Um, because they're still not relating you back to the roots of anything, right? Because they're only telling you, and then even within that, they're still lying to you, right? Because um, even with that, they're still lying to you because they don't tell you. You know what I'm saying? They don't really get into it about your eggs. They don't really tell you why do you go through that process. They don't really tell you what menopause is, or they don't really. Better yet, they don't tell you the etymology root of the word menstruation or menstrual. You see, they'll just rather tell you what it means in their modern terms than rather tell you where it roots from etymology. And in the category of etymology, when you go into like break down the terms of it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all gonna trace you back to Latin anyway, Latin or Greece, right? And we know Latin is not a thing. Latin is a love language. So hold on, you feel me? That's some whole other shit. So now you see like, but we gonna stay focused. I don't want to lose y'all. So um yeah, so right there, that's what they're teaching about why you bleed, right? But what they're hiding is that you also bleed. Well, no, the real reason that you bleed, the real reason that our goddesses and our women bleed and go through a cycle of periods or go through a period cycle, you feel me? Which, if you break down the etymology of the word period and the word cycles, is well, if you hear the word the first time itself is like is like a double entendre itself. You feel me? Cycle. What does cycle mean? Repeat, right? So, and then what does period mean? What is the word period derives from, right? What did they use the word period for in their Greek mythology? A period of time. Now we're taking it back to Greek, right? Which all these words will come from because Greek is another form of Greece, right? So this is why if you try to break down the etymology of anything that has to do with uh theology, cosmology, ontology, it's gonna date back to Greece, which is Greek mythology. You feel me? Greece is the Greek language. So now, since they're giving us that, let's take that and use that for a reference. So, okay, well, if you break down the etymology of menstruation, right, it's gonna refer back to it's gonna be related to the word moon, right? It's gonna be related to the word moon. So if you look up the etymology of menopause, or excuse me, if you look up the etymology of uh menstrual or menstruation, excuse me, if you look up the etymology of, or if you just look up the word uh, menstrual, it's gonna relate to the word moon, right? So now with this moon, what about this moon, right? So this moon plays a significant role within the reason our goddesses bleed and our women bleed and go through this cycle, right? Of a of a of a of and go through this menstrual cycle, rather say. So what how can we point out, or how can we make a point from just knowing that, okay, well, if they lied to us about the process of us bleeding, and then on top of that they didn't tell us about the reason we do, the real reason we do, and then, you know what I'm saying, etc., etc. So how can we make that make sense with the truth. Because again, you gotta understand that we're facing organized lies. So when we're facing organized lies, we have to come with organized truths. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you can't skip nothing. This is why you gotta make sure you point everything out because you can't backtrack. Because you know what I'm saying, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta make it make sense. You gotta start from scratch. You see? You gotta put it together in the correct order. Right? This is what all making it make sense even break down to, but let's stay focused. You feel me? So within this moon, right? Within this moon, you got many things that it is being used for. You got many things that it is itself, right? With it being a science lab, with it being a magnet, with it being a sort of a form of technology, right? So those are three things that the moon traits and possesses. So now, when you're talking about this moon, you're talking about something that was manufactured in a negative intent to be used in a negative intent, right? This is non-natural to us because originally, what do we take? What do we absorb as carbonated neuromelanated beings? We absorb full photon energy. We absorb full photon energy from the sun, right? Okay, and because we have chromosomes, we give we give life to the full photon. We also give full photon energy to the sun. Okay, so now peep this: because human beings that have the genetics of the DNA, because they don't possess chromosomes and they possess autosomes, they get charged up with anti-photon matter, right? This is why they had to create the moon. This is why the moon charges them up, and they showed you this with the wolf standing on the cliff howling in the moon, right? What when do humanoid werewolves turn? They turn on full moons, right? They can only get that full. They can get that power to transform on a full moon, right? This is why all you human beings. What do they use for their spell casting? What do they use for their rituals? They use the moon. This is why they try to put it on us to use the moon, but we don't need to be using the moon because the moon emits anti-photon matter, anti-full photon matter. You feel me? Because the human beings have autosomes and not chromosomes, so they can't take in the celestial rays coming from the sun. So then they had to build their own metaphysical manufacture. Now you see it. So then they built the moon, and then placed the moon within your atmosphere. And because the moon does the opposite of the sun, it affects you from inside out, right? This is why it affects your planet as well. But the moon can also be turned on, right? Because it is a science lab, and also it is like a magnet, right? Because not only are they using the moon to harm our goddesses, but let's stay focused. They're using the moon to to capture your soul at a point of transcendence. You see, but let's stay focused. So because they possess autosomes, they charge off anti-photon matter. This is why the moon strengthens. This is why the moon will strengthen a human being before it strengthened a god or a goddess. This is why when they turn the moon on, it affects the women and the goddess, right? But this is why when they turn it on, it affects us specifically. Because when they turn it on, it's emitting low vibrations, it's emitting low frequencies. Because anti photon matter is the opposite of full photon matter, which is low frequency, right? So they're using this, they're pushing this amongst the planet. This is why the ocean tides get stronger, the ocean gets more aggressive, This is why everything just gets more aggressive. They try to say we get lunar. You feel me? They try to say we get lunatic, right? And what is lunatic? That is or what is lunar? Lunar is a moon cycle itself. You feel me? So they have been using this against us for centuries, right? But you got some of us that was here in tribes before that moon was here, like the Zulu tribes. Shout out to the African landmass, or shout out to that landmass Africa. I mean, or shout out to, excuse me, excuse me, but you know what I mean though. But this is why uh, uh, they were moving the way they were moving in war because it was no moon, so they were still channeling the energy of the sun. This is why This is another reason why they had to create the moon. Feel me? Because they knew we could still channel the energy of the sun even when the sky is at some sort of darkness. Feel me? Because on this planet it originally never got dark for real. Not as dark as it gets now. But let's stay focused. So you got you got this moon in your sky that is emitting anti-photon matter. And what is other words for moon, right? Another word for moon would be menstruation or menstrual. You feel me? Which is or if you and then if you look up the etymology of menstrual, it refers to as mini or mini or mimi, which refers to or which is directly related to as moon. And you can look that up. You feel me? So that's crazy. That right there. Okay, so they'll tell you that much, but you still have to go deep to find that there. But they'll tell you that much. But once you find that, okay, so like once we understand that, okay, so now, dang, hold on. Okay, so you telling me that the goddesses and the women bleed because of the moon and not because of no eggs trying to fertilize? Damn. Okay, so look, goddesses, you already come here with all the eggs you're gonna have, which is between 200 to 300 eggs, and we knew this anciently. This is why polygamy was a thing, and this is why it is deemed illegal now, because us as gods in the male of the human race, our testicles produce thousands of sperm a day, so we have unlimited semen, right? And y'all come here with all the eggs y'all gonna have, which means y'all are limited to how many babies you can produce. This is why we anciently practice polygamy, not just to be having sex with everybody in every. If you feel me, not no, it wasn't used like that. You feel me? It was to populate the planet and to produce, to be fruitful amongst the planet, and be blissful. You see, to spread, multiply. You feel me? We knew this anciently. This is why it's deemed illegal now. But it's not illegal if you was to go try to change your whole race. I mean, no, it's not illegal if you was to go try to change your whole gender, though. But it's illegal for you to practice something that's scientifically supposed to be practiced. You see? But let's stay focused, y'all. But you telling me, yeah, so you telling me our women and our goddesses bleed because of the moon and not because of an egg fertilizing? Yes. Now let's get deeper on why this moon makes them bleed. Okay. Or on how this moon makes them bleed. Okay, so within this moon, right? And within it releasing the opposite of what we're supposed to be receiving. What this is doing to our goddesses is a lot different from what it's doing to us as the gods. And what this is doing to the women, the human women, is a lot different from what it's doing to the human man. So, but the difference I'm trying to point out here is how it's not good for us at all. as your neuromelanated carbonated beings is not good for us at all, period. But for your human male, he can gain some type of leverage off that N-type full-time matter because he has autosomes. So that is his way of charging up. You feel me? But why does it affect the feminine though? Why does it affect the feminine different than it affect the males? Because the feminine, right, being goddess or woman, you still have womb, and this is what makes the woman still even a woman because she still possessed a womb. You feel me? So with with um with the woman and the goddesses having wombs of creation of life, this is where you're being attacked at, and this is why you're being attacked there. You see, this is why they're pushing out the energy to attack you there because you have the womb. You feel me? This is why it affects. This is why you bleed and we don't when they turn this moon on because you have the womb. They are attacking you at your womb, metaphysically, right? We got the young guy here with us, y'all. Feel me? From the Capricornius galaxy, here on planet Kai now. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? The young guy here with us. Hey, go in there with Tez. Yeah, well, look, we got the young guy here with us, y'all. But yeah, like I was saying though, the reason why it affects y'all different than it affects us is because y'all have the womb, right? So this is what they're attacking you at when they're turning on this anti-photon matter. This is where it's attacking you at. It is attacking you at your womb metaphysically. This is why it bleeds. This is why you cramp. This is why you go through what you go through within those symptoms of what they want to call periods. Now this is why it is even deemed a period because it is a cycle of a moon. It is it's a menstrual cycle, a cycle of a moon, which is a period of time, which is a period that you have between a time. You see, this is all based off the moon. And now, hold on, y'all. Okay, and because and because you have and because you have 8 moon cycles, right? Or because well, they tell you that it's 8 moon cycles, but it's really 9. Because you have 9 moon cycles. There are um and because it's 9 moon cycles that they're using, these 9 moon cycles are also being used to track you on your way here, right? But let's stay focused. That's for a whole nother live because it takes how long does it take to get here? It takes what 9 months, right? That's why it is 9 cycles of the moon. But then that's for a whole nother live, right? Y'all, hold on, give me a second. All right, y'all. Young guy trying to get in here and interrupt some things. We can't let that happen. Feel me? He trying to get in here and interrupt some things. Y'all might just hear him crying because I just locked the door. But yeah, he trying to. We gotta stay focused. Feel me? And then on top of that, man, he's smoking. So yeah, he can't really be in here. I don't know how he got in here, y'all, but he got in here. I had to get him out of here. But yeah, let's stay focused. We back to it. But yeah, you feel me? We got these. So what this period is about is that they're just attacking you at your root. They're attacking you at your root, right? At your soul your sacral chakra, which is where your womb is located, right? And this is what this anti-photon matter is attacking you at. So this is why our goddesses and the women bleed. All right. Now let's talk. Now we can talk about. Well, now I want to talk about the cycles of the the moon being aligned with the cycles of you getting here. You know what I'm saying? Because they're using the moon. They use the moon to track you here, or they use the moon to track your process. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Because how can I say this in a way that you can understand? They use the cycles of the moon to track the thickens of the ether, and this is giving them a estimate time or estimate arrival date on when you are gonna land here or when your soul is gonna enter upon the vessel. Right? They do this through the moon. On top of that, we're gonna run a part two for this. We're gonna run a part two on this for y'all, but just because we're gonna run a part two, let me go ahead and get y'all familiar with the other reasons of the moon being used. So, what we know as death, what we know as the point of dying, right, is really not okay. So let's first say this: it's not called death, and it's not called dying because death isn't real. You can't die as energy, especially not a carbonated being. You cannot die. You can only transform, and you can't die. You feel me? Goddess, I don't know why they restrict your message. I don't know, but I don't know why they did that, but that was weird. But uh, because you can't die, and because you can only go from place to place, and you can't die. And they know this fact about you, that you can't die. So what they do is they have created a system where they can capture your soul at a point of what they call dying, which is really called transcending. They 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 have set up this quantum structure on the moon that acts as magnets. So when you enter this phase of transcending, they can capture your soul and bleach it of its memory and redirect it back to this planet. This is where you get your reincarnation cycle from. You see? But now that I think about it, I already got a whole video talking about that. Actually, two part. I got two. I think I got 2 hour videos talking about reincarnation and what is that and that right there. Feel me? So if y'all want to know about that, y'all just go tap in with those videos on the channel. They're not lives, they actual videos. Cause at a point in time we was doing actual videos on the channel before we started going live. You know what I'm saying? We was really getting deep with it, really getting into it. But we're gonna get back to that too, y'all. So if y'all watch the videos and watch the lives now, and y'all see like, damn, um, guy used to have the setup, everything. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that though, y'all just gotta give me some time. I'm gonna get back to that. But for right now, we getting what we're working with. So um, let's stay focused. Yeah, you got this moon, y'all. And hold on, you got this moon, and this moon is used for so many things. You feel me? But like I said, I got 2 hour long videos about reincarnation and how that plays a part within the moon itself. So y'all just go watch that. And but as far as in why our goddesses and our women bleed, yes, that would be because of your moon, right? And then cycles within your moon, right? And like I said, your moon could be turned on or off. And when they turn it on, pushing out full anti-photon matter. And this is attacking our goddesses and our women metaphysically because it is the opposite, the complete opposite. of what the planet originally supposed to be receiving, right? And because the planet herself dwells in feminine energy, that's why it attacks the planet as well. You feel what I'm saying? So all this plays a part within the moon. Feel me? All this plays a part within the moon. So I'm gonna run a part 2 of this for y'all. You feel me? Or the affection towards our goddesses and women on this moon. But for right now, y'all dwell on this. You feel me? Take it back if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is all ancient facts. You feel me? Facts, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Facts, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just take this in because we have been lied to for a long time, and you know they don't tell the goddess about this. You know, they don't tell us about this in school. They don't tell us about this. Period. So it's imperative that you know what I'm saying. We understand the real science of the moon. Why it's there? Who is there? And you got scientists on the moon. You got actually some scientists that are beings. You know what I'm saying? You might got Pleiadians on the moon. You got human beings on the moon for sure. Feel me? Arcturian. Well, you got good Arcturians, you got bad Arcturians. But those are just other extraterrestrial races working with these human beings. Feel me? So this all plays a part within the moon. Feel me? Because they had to find a way to attack our goddesses metaphysically. Because they was already attacking us metaphysically as the gods. Feel what I'm saying? But they had to find a way to attack us metaphysically and quantumly. You feel me? Because then once they was able to attack us metaphysically, now it's like, okay, now we got to figure out how to get these niggas on a quantum level. You feel me? But that's also the war that took place within the cosmos and the astros that's descending down, manifesting down into a physical matter, which is what you see today. You feel me? So this war been going on. It's just descending and manifesting down to a physical matter. Because that's just how strong the war is getting. You see? The goddesses, they had to attack y'all at the womb, at your life of creation. And how are they doing this? They are doing this through certain technologies of the moon. You feel me? A technology that can get turned on and pushed out, and it pushes out anti-photon matter. It charges the human males up, but it affects the feminine, like period, point blank. Feel me? Um, so I just want to get y'all familiar with that. See? So goddesses and my women, y'all do not bleed because of no motherfucking eggs trying to fertilize and none of that shit like that. You feel me? Y'all bleed because of that moon. And if there was no moon, y'all wouldn't even bleed. Now do you see where I'm getting at? If it wasn't no moon, y'all wouldn't even bleed. You see? Yeah, my energy, my vibration be so high, I be attracting these young guys, man. Like they just be so attracted to my energy, so they follow me everywhere. You feel me? They follow me everywhere, say everything I say, do everything I do. Feel me? That's just the magnetism within our souls, though. See what I'm saying? She gotta say she like my I feel appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, because today June 19th, I'm not honoring shit. I'm not honoring no pagan holiday that they have given to us. But look though, for June 19th, I ain't gonna wear no nothing honoring that month. But look, I am gonna wear native, real ancestral. You feel me? This my June 19th. You feel me? This my June 19th. You know what I'm saying? This is me honoring actual war that took place for this time right here. You know what I'm saying? So yes, definitely appreciate you for that, goddess. Yes, and then I got the crystals that align right with it. Feel me? Warrior energy, for real. I would show y'all the full fit, but I ain't got the socks on. I got the energy just flowing right now, y'all. So yeah, for real. So yeah, I just want to get y'all familiar with that. Um, like I said, we've been saying this in every live so far, but we got to get this out there to everybody it can reach. We got more things coming out for the channel, based off the channel. You feel me? We got more things coming out, like the website. We got other channels coming out. We got all type of things coming out for the channel, and that's gonna be based off the channel. You know what I'm saying? For the community that we building right here within the channel, so it's gonna be legit, y'all. Everything will be legit. You feel me? As we going up. But look, peace to all my guys and goddesses, man. One more thing before I get up off here. One more thing before I get up off here, y'all, cause it's imperative that we get this in. So one more thing before I get up off here. Oh wait, actually, yeah, no. Yeah, so yeah, peace to all my guys and goddesses, man. Peace to all my guys and goddesses. Peace to my high vibrational human beings. You feel me? Uh, Peace to the ancestors. Peace to my elders, my middle age, and my youth, man. Peace to as well as we all rise as one collectively. Like I said, we're gonna come at y'all with a part two of this. So y'all stay tuned for the part two of this. Um, for my goddesses, y'all definitely catch these gems that I drop. You know what I'm saying? When it becomes a video or one, if you need to catch some gems. But yes, you feel me? Know that you're being attacked metaphysically through this moon, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's causing you, it's giving you, this is where all the pain comes from, this is where the bleeding comes from, this is where all that comes from, right? The anti-photon matter is being pushed out to you from the moon, right? And then depending on the cycle of the moon is depending on how strong the radiant of the symptom's gonna be for you. See what I'm saying? And then depending on where you at on the planet, you feel me? That's just that adds on too. So it's like a triple entendre within itself. You feel me? But yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up off here. Peace to all the guys and goddesses of Planet Cop. Peace to my high vibration human beings. Like I said again, peace to the ancestors. Uh, y'all stay focused. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay as one collectively. Yeah. Fuck no. I opened my door, seen the whole family. Yeah. I was gonna take y'all outside to see some sun and shit. But I opened the door, seen the whole family. I'm like, oh shit. Hold on. I wasn't ready for that. But all right, y'all. Peace to all the guys and goddesses, man. Peace to all the guys and goddesses, man. I leave as I come. One.